Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today I'm going to be revealing the best video games of my childhood. Now, what are they, you may ask? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Now, these games I have fond memories of, and every time I think about it, it elicits euphoria. It's able to draw forth joyful, pleasant memories. So we're going to take a trip down nostalgia, and we're going to take a trip down memory lane. So to give you some context appertaining to my age, I'm nearly 30 years old, so I grew up with the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Color, and even the SNES, and I had pleasant experiences playing those aforementioned video game consoles. I played Super Mario 64, that was my first console video game. I nearly beat the game, and I love the game. I love traversing the worlds. Each level was quite a novelty. The objectives were disparate from the previous levels. I just love the design of the 3D platform Mario games. I love how the enemy types varied. I love how Mario could outrun his adversaries, raffle stomp on them, and leverage various superpowers to give his enemies a trouncing. So I have fond memories playing Super Mario 64. I also love playing the original Pokemon video games, such as Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. I love Pokemon Yellow the best. I caught all 151 Pokemon, and I was able to decimate my adversaries when I played against my rival friends in person. You'd have to connect the link cable. It's too bad that there was no Wi-Fi back then that would allow you to play via online. But I was fortunately able to play Pokemon Diamond and Pearl online and communicate through the DS back in the latter half of the 2000s. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon Gold and Silver were all extraordinary games. I also love playing the minigames in Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2. I love playing Battle Tank for the N64. I just have such robust memories playing these games, and these memories are indelible. You know, they're nostalgic, they're childhood memories that won't fade over time. So I loved the Pokemon video games. I also played Pokemon Coliseum. That was a decent game, and some other Pokemon games that I don't want to keep prattling on and on about. So let's move on. In conjunction with the aforementioned Pokemon games, I also played Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Melee. I played Super Smash Bros. Melee for hours on end with friends. I'd also play the Mario Party games. I played Mario Party 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I haven't played 8 and 9, nor have I opened 10 yet. But I love the mini games. They were always a ride to play. And I loved how they would end relatively quickly. So if you stumbled upon a mini game that didn't tickle your fancy, that didn't pique your interest, then you'd be able to end it very rapidly, because the duration for the games would elapse in a heartbeat, because they were quick in duration. Mario Party 3 was probably the best game, but I love how the board games, I love how the boards, how the worlds were disparate from one another. I love how the environments were unique, and how they had different themes. So that was quite a novelty to be able to partake in playing Mario Party 3 and the other various iterations of Mario Party. What else? I love the Mario Kart games. I love Mario Kart 64. There were a myriad of racers to choose from. I love Double Dash. I also love Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Wii U, or Mario Kart 8. The maps were unique. They were reminiscent of various Nintendo franchises, and what else? I love how you'd be able to leverage a cornucopia of power-ups and discharge your items at your adversaries to turn the tables in your favor. I love being able to race through Bowser's Castle, through the Mushroom Kingdom, and other unique maps. And Mario Kart games were always able to pay homage to classic, nostalgic Nintendo games, so that was always beneficial. And what else did I love playing? I love playing The Lord of the Rings Online. That was released in 2007. I also love playing other MMORPGs such as SWTOR, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I love playing Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's just so many great games. In Battlefront 2, you'd be able to choose your class from a variety of options. You'd be able to play as a Jedi or a Sith Lord or a Bounty Hunter. There were just so many characters to choose from, and the maps were reminiscent of the worlds seen in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Star Wars Episode 2, The Clone Wars, and Star Wars The Phantom of the Menace, as well as Star Wars The Trilogy. And what else? There was no pay-to-win in Star Wars Battlefront 2, nor was there any pay-to-win aspects in Star Wars Republic Commando, where you would leverage your squad to beat your adversaries to bloody pulp and complete missions. You'd be joined by Scorch and his allies, a part of his battalion or squad. What else do I remember playing? I love playing Shadowrun. That came out in 2007. You'd be able to play as a troll, an elf, a dwarf, or a man, and you'd be able to leverage unique powers, and the game was characterized by high levels of dynamism. Fortunately, you could still play the game on the Xbox One today because it has backwards compatibility with that particular Xbox 360 game. You'd be able to teleport, utilize the stranglehold power, buy various armaments, and depending on the class you chose, you'd gain unique power-ups. For instance, the elf could rejuvenate his house, the dwarf would be able to drain power, and the troll would be able to ward off and better stave off enemy attacks, so they would essentially take less damage from being imperiled and succumb to incoming attacks. And utilizing technology would be less draining on the man. I love playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I recollect that game having over 150 fighters. It was a 3D fighting game, and it just has so many unique techniques and attacks. And there were just a myriad of attacks to leverage at your disposal. You could discharge energy blasts. You can beat your enemies to bloody pulp. You could fly miles away. It was just so much fun. And in Lord of the Rings Online and in SWTOR, you could transverse throughout the massive, spacious maps and undertake quests, complete them, and team up with a fellowship or a group to complete instances and complete missions, and to unlock mounts, gear, weapons, and other items that you need in your never-ending quest to become the ultimate player. And of course, other games came out during my early adulthood, which I'll talk about in another video, Too bad this video won't segue into the next video. But that's pretty much everything I can recall off the top of my head without passing the 15-minute threshold. So perhaps my favorite games of my childhood boil down to Shadowrun, Pokemon Yellow, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2. In that game you control massive armies and decimate your adversaries. And I also loved Swotar, The Lord of the Rings, The War in the North, and of course the other aforementioned games. So I hope that you found this video to be fascinating and insightful. Those are some of the best games of my childhood. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.